This is the War Brief Daily for May 7th, covering the Iran and wider Middle East theater. Tonight, we're tracking three major developments: direct U.S.-Iran naval combat at the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. pause that followed. The Trump one-week war-ending deadline now formally in motion. And on Israel's northern front, a Hezbollah commander killed in Beirut alongside a confirmed doctrinal shift from deterrence to attrition. First, the Strait of Hormuz. This is confirmed. The United States launched Operation Project Freedom on May 5th, a U.S. Navy escort mission designed to force open commercial shipping lanes under Iran's blockade. Within 24 hours, both sides went kinetic. U.S. Central Command confirmed a Navy helicopter engaged an Iranian-flagged oil tanker with 20-millimeter cannon fire after the vessel attempted to breach the escort corridor. Iran responded with more than 12 missiles and drones targeting UAE energy infrastructure, the first direct Iranian missile strikes on UAE territory in this conflict cycle. UAE air defenses, supported by Israeli-supplied Iron Dome systems, intercepted the majority of the inbound threats. President Trump subsequently paused the operation. Iran signaled the strait could reopen under what Tehran is calling new procedures. Here's what's often missed. 1,600 commercial ships are currently holding position, waiting to transit, and that choke point carries 20% of global oil supply. But Iran faces its own timeline pressure. Tehran's primary oil export terminal at Karg Island is reportedly nearing storage capacity under the U.S. naval blockade. This pressure clock runs in both directions. Second, the diplomatic track. This is confirmed, but still developing. President Trump has issued a one-week deadline for Iran to accept a framework to end the war, placing the decision window at approximately May 12th to 13th. Iran is actively reviewing the proposal. A senior Iranian parliamentary advisor publicly dismissed the framework, that is, a single source, and should be treated as emerging. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi was briefed directly by Iran's lead negotiator. Beijing is an active back channel, and as Iran's primary oil buyer, China has its own strategic stake in the outcome. If talks collapse, Trump has threatened resumed airstrikes and an expanded blockade. Third, Israel's northern front. This is confirmed. Prime Minister Netanyahu confirmed the IDF killed a Hezbollah commander in Beirut. Hezbollah claimed 8 separate attacks on IDF positions, including FPV drone strikes that wounded soldiers from the Golani Brigade near the Litani River, partially corroborated by IDF acknowledgement. Hezbollah Secretary General Naim Qassem has explicitly stated the group's current priority is maximizing Israeli casualties, a formal shift from deterrence to attrition doctrine. The IDF is countered by deploying radar-guided intercept nets, soft kill systems designed to neutralize cheap FPV drones without expending costly interceptors. It's a doctrinal adaptation we've watched evolve in the Ukraine theater. On the Red Sea, Houthi maritime activity has been quiet in this last cycle, but watch that closely. Ansar Allah has consistently timed maritime escalations to amplify pressure at critical negotiating moments. Here's what to watch over the next 24 to 48 hours. Whether Iran formalizes a Hormuz reopening agreement before the Project Freedom pause expires. Any signals from Tehran or Beijing ahead of the May 12th deadline. And Israeli political and civil defense posture. The IDF Chief of Staff has reportedly been selecting target packages for potential Iran strikes, a claim that is still emerging and not confirmed by the IDF officially, but one that confirms Jerusalem has not taken its unilateral option off the table. That's your War Brief Daily for May 7th. We'll be back with the next update.